While the EPA declares the gas that we exhale to be a deadly poison, and as protesters at Copenhagen decry the suffering of polar bears as our population figures increase to record levels, and as delegates in the Danish capital warn of the dastardly perils of cows farting, a New York Times report confirming that U.S. drinking water contains dangerous levels of arsenic, uranium, and other radioactive substances barely gets noticed. Furthermore, new study shows that the EPA knew that the water systems all over the United States were contaminated with dangerous levels of numerous toxic substances, yet failed to publish the vast majority of water authorities involved. Since the environmental movement was completely hijacked by globalists hell-bent on world government and devastating carbon taxes, real environmental problems have been swept aside as the contrived scam of man-made global warming swallows up all the attention. Our drinking water is contaminated with toxic waste. Our food supply is poisoned by genetically modified garbage, and our consumer products are laced with cancer-causing chemicals. But who cares, right? According to a New York Times analysis of federal data, more than 20% of the nation's water treatment systems have violated key provisions of the Safe Drinking Water Act over the last 5 years. The law requires communities to deliver safe tap water to local residents. But since 2004, the water provided to more than 49 million people have contaminated illegal concentrations of chemicals like arsenic or radioactive substances like uranium, as well as dangerous bacteria often found in sewage. But unlike the mammoth threat posed by the life-giving gas carbon dioxide, which the EPA yesterday classified as a health threat to the same humans that exhale it, the EPA is noticeably less concerned about the fact that our water is filled with contaminants that are leaked to millions of cases of illnesses within the United States each year. Indeed, records show that fewer than 6% of the water systems that broke the law were never even punished or fined by the EPA. According to the article, in some cases, drinking water violations were one-time events and probably posed little risk. But for hundreds of other systems, illegal contaminations persisted for years. The Senate Environment and Public Works Committee will question a high-ranking EPA official about why they allowed water companies to continue such contaminations without punishment. According to the study, not only were water systems contaminated with radioactive substances like uranium as well as arsenic, but they were also found to contain cancer-causing solvents and illegal amounts of bacteria. The amount of radium detected in drinking water was 2,000% higher than the legal limit. Radium is described as extremely radioactive and has a half-life of over 1,600 years. People exposed to radium suffer serious health effects including sores, anemia, and bone cancer. The use of radium in paints as late as the 1950s was eventually halted after many deaths were attributed to exposure to the chemical. True to form, the New York Times chooses to characterize water which contained deadly radioactive chemicals as dirty in its headline. The headline reads, "Millions in U.S. drink water, the records show." Oh, it's just a little dirt, you know. It only causes cancer and has radioactive toxins and poisonous arsenic. It's just a little dirty. Current and former government officials say that the problem is that enforcing the Safe Drinking Water Act has not been a federal priority. Imagine that. Current and former EPA officials who attempted to make the agency enforce the drinking water law were targeted. One longtime EPA enforcement official said, "I proposed drinking water cases, but they got shut down so fast that I pretty much stopped even looking into the violations." The top people want big headlines and million-dollar settlements. That's not drinking water cases. So there you have it. According to the EPA, breathing is a threat to human health. But drinking water laced with arsenic, cancerous carcinogens, and radioactive chemicals is perfectly nutritious. So pour yourself a fresh glass of toxic tap water, drink up and say cheers to the fact that the government really cares about our health and real environmental issues. And as always, you guys take care of each other out there.